What's in this big, beautiful bill? Well, for one thing, big cuts to healthcare for millions of Americans. It goes right after Medicaid. It would slash Medicaid by hundreds of billions of dollars. What that means is over 10 million Americans will lose their healthcare if this big, beautiful bill becomes. Why should I be concerned about it? Well, number one, you should be concerned for your neighbor who is on Medicaid. But even if you're not, that hospital down the street depends on Medicaid. So tonight I want to talk about the
one big beautiful bill, and it will be the biggest bill ever passed in our country's history.
So what's in this big beautiful bill? Well, for one thing, big cuts to healthcare for millions of Americans. It goes right after Medicaid. It would slash Medicaid by hundreds of billions of dollars. What that means is over 10 million Americans will lose their health care if this big, beautiful bill becomes law. Now, I guess they say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That doesn't look very beautiful to me, that millions of Americans are going to lose their access to care. Now, you might say, well, I'm not on Medicaid. Why should I be concerned about it? Well, number one, you should be concerned for your neighbor who is on Medicaid. But even if you're not, that hospital down the street depends on Medicaid. And if that hospital can't get Medicaid funding, it just may close its doors. It may close completely, or it may close its labor and delivery. A lot of hospitals are shutting down their labor and delivery, or they might shut down their emergency rooms. So that Medicaid funding is essential to healthcare overall, for all of us. So that's the biggest thing to know about this bill. But it also cuts what are called SNAP benefits, food benefits. This helps feed kids at school with the free and nutritious lunch program, but it also helps lots and lots of families that would otherwise go hungry. Millions of families will go hungry if these massive cuts to SNAP go through. And that's going to mean millions of kids in America don't get a next meal. They're going to be hungry because of this bill. But the third thing you should know about this bill is what's it all for? And what's it all for is to raise the money by taking it from food, by taking it from healthcare, and giving a great big tax cut to billionaires. If you're wealthy, you're going to get over $250,000 tax cut every year. If you're poor, you're actually going to get a tax increase out of this bill. So the benefits are heavily weighted to the wealthiest Americans, and they're taking it from families that are hungry, and they're taking it from families that will lose access to health care. One other really big thing to know about this bill, and that is it will skyrocket our deficit and debt. Don't believe the Republicans who are claiming that it will pay for itself. They never pay for themselves. No, this is going to raise $2 to $3 trillion of debt. It's going to increase the debt by that much. We already have a very significant debt and deficit problem, such that the nation's credit rating has gone down, and there are concerns that if this bill goes through and explodes our deficit and debt further, it's going to mean a further degrading of our bond rating, which is going to mean more you're paying in interest rates on your credit cards, more on your interest rates for your home and your mortgage. These are going to be the consequences of making the deficit and debt situation that much worse. But that's not all, because there's a bunch of other stuff that was thrown into this bill that some of the people who voted on it are claiming, well, they didn't even. Now, here's Elon Musk and what he's had to say about this bill. He calls it a pork-filled, massive, disgusting abomination.